Welcome to MTP Boston. It's your boy Hollywood Rayshawn Buchanan with my guy Money Mike Marcangelo. Wish we were coming to you under better circumstances, but sometimes it's better when we don't come under better circumstances. But Mike, how you doing tonight, man?
Well, I'm pretty surprised actually, especially if for those of you out there that listened to my show, my interview with Karen Regan last week. Show notes, go ahead and download that. We both had this as a win, and I think it's just another year of us getting caught up in the preseason hype. It's like, I do think that this team has 22 really good players on their team, but they didn't play like it this week, so it was tough to watch.
Yeah, I don't know if preseason hype. I mean, I guess maybe if you were making it off the signings, then yeah, I think that's where we can go. But
I mean, just Vrabel, just
no, right, just him
coach.
Right there. Because I joked about this guy. I was watching it with some friends of mine, and I said, there's going to be somebody online or even on the radio or wherever is going to say, oh, even Drake Maye won his first game last year. So to that crowd, yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. And if you feel vindicated today, bro, I give you the golf clap. Bravo. Remember, they lost to the next 8. Like, let's not beat our chest out and and go crazy over that. But yeah, shocked definitely is a word to use. I didn't think that Drake Maye was that good yesterday. Obviously, when you look at it on paper, 30 or 46, 27, I think we would have been amazed or in love with that last year. Some similar numbers to that last year, but now with the expectations being heightened and him to be a supposed leader of this team, it just wasn't good enough yesterday. So just thoughts on his performance and just the offense performance overall.
Yeah, so I thought that there were glimpses in this game of Drake looking really good and of buying time, hitting the check down, or like when he was running and he would slide. I didn't love that interception when he was targeting Diggs and he just didn't step into it. It sounds like in the post game presser, like he realizes that that's his fault. He should step into it. I mean, listen, he can definitely play better. We know that. But I'm not going to sit here and say that he's the reason why we lost that game. I just don't. I think he was one of the reasons, but he was not the reason.
Right. Yeah. No, that's valid. I think that, I guess in light of what we end up seeing on Sunday night, right, we see a quarterback will their way, to a team to 16 points down in the fourth quarter and just go crazy. And we're calling him Josh Allen light. So it's just like, if that's the case, we're still waiting on a signature moment, right? We talked about that a lot with Mac Jones. And obviously, we feel that he's better than Mac Jones. So you're just like, okay, we need you to perform, as such. Yeah, I mean, I think that the play calling wasn't great, right? When we initially started the show, the Jesse Drops thing was a thing, and there was a few of those yesterday, and it was racking my brain. TreVeyon Henderson was not out there as much as he should have been, in my opinion.
Nope.
And once again, people, Diggs to come back off injury. Once again, we would have been over the moon last year for 6 for 57, over the moon.
Yeah.
And once again, coming off injury, that's not bad. Once again, now this is week 16. Is he 6 for 57? It's like, all right, like unless they have something wrapped up, but like that's it's not terrible. But the lone bright spot to me was Kayshon Boutte. Like he may be turning into your number one guy before our eyes.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that is because of the presence of Stephon Diggs. Like Kayshon Boutte's not going up against the number one corner on the opposing team. Absolutely. It's Diggs. So I was watching the game and thinking to myself in the first half, where is Stephon? What's he doing? But then as you see, Boutte had a great first half. It's like, oh, that's what he's doing. He's making sure that Kayshon and Pop Douglas and guys like Hunter Henry have less crowd around them. And if that's what he can do and still bring in, 6 for almost 60 a game, I'm okay with that. Like it doesn't bother me. I would love to have a couple of 100-yard games out of him, but Kayshon Boutte looks legit. And love the fact that Drake is making him. It's like Drake is anointing him as his number one target, along with Hunter Henry.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Hunter Henry is over reliable. I mean, like that. I'm looking at the 60 rush yards.
Like, just remember that 11 of those are Drake.
Right. So 40 as a backfield, I'm just like, is crazy to me. Crazy.
Yeah, and that's what's wild to me is the conditions yesterday. They called for a rushing attack. Like it was raining. Obviously, conventional wisdom would say you got to run the ball. Josh has always loved to thump against conventional wisdom and say, okay, well, if everyone thinks we're going to run, we're going to throw. But it's wild to me that you're going to have Drake drop back 46 times. And then for your running backs, I mean, out of your 3 running backs, you had 13 rushes for 45 yards. Like you can't do that. Now, if you want to tell me that the game got out of hand, I'd say that doesn't make any sense because coming out of halftime, we were winning. So you have to run the ball. And Rhamondre didn't have a great rushing attack, but TreVeyon Henderson, 5 rushes, almost 30 yards. He just doesn't know how to average less than 5 yards per carry. He didn't do it in college. He's one game to the pros. So if you're trying to ease him in with his workload, fine. But he's an explosive player on offense. Kayshon Boutte is an explosive player on offense.
Right.
Bob Douglas is an explosive player on offense.
Yeah.
Drake, explosive player on offense. Like the ball needs to be in all those people's hands.
So Douglas on the day, 2 catches, -2 yards.
And a touchdown.
And which is wild. That's how's that for fantasy football?
It's not great.
Not great at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. But even with Henderson, he had 6 catches for 24. So, like I said, I think they were trying to get him involved somewhat, but it was just like, dude, like to have him only on 3rd down situations. Yes. Do I think that he becomes what James White was? Absolutely. And as good as James White was, he's more explosive than what James White was. So it's like, why not get him in space? Why not go 5 wide, putting him in one of the, wide out positions and let him kind of be, and once again, I'm not comparing him to what I'm about to say, but let him be what Marshall Faulk was in St. Louis.
How about just let it be what Dion Lewis was for us?
Yes. I mean, I'd rather just see him be Marshall Faulk.
Oh, sure.
But Dion Lewis was awesome too. He was, but it was just like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's that. But yeah, it was, I don't know. It was just annoying to see. Where was you at on that 4th down though? Like, were you okay with them not going for it, or were you clamoring for them to go for it on your TV screen?
I thought that they had the personnel. It felt like that was an opportune time for Vrabel to tell the offense that he believed in them, and to go get it. But I don't know. Like, it was 4th and 5, right?
Yeah.
And then wasn't there a penalty that got them to 4th and 10?
Not that time.
Okay, that was another time.
Yeah, that's not my fault. No, actually, no, that might have been that. It might have been that. Either way, you seem more on the fence on it, which is fine. I get that. Because you kind of have to play field position, but to me, you have to go for it there. Once again, you had not stopped. Oh, Geno Smith was looking
like Steve McNair.
Yeah, like Steve McNair, Kenny Stabler, Jim Plunkett, who was here, but also won a Super Bowl and at the time when it was Oakland. So like he's looking like the rated quarterbacks of the past that were really good, and he's carving you up. Going to Trey Turner, going to Jacoby Myers, who Jacoby Myers was doing whatever he wanted yesterday. I told my homeboy, I was like, he was looking like Troy Brown with dreadlocks. Like it's like it was out of control. You even let GT get in there and get a touchdown off them. So, which I think he's gonna be really good. I really do. I was by his performance yesterday. He runs tough between the tackles. People are gonna question, especially at this day and age, drafting a running back at 6, but you see some flashes at the why they got him yesterday. And hopefully if they do become good, he doesn't do GT like he did Marshawn Lynch. So But yeah, they looked really good on the road. But one thing that we brought up, well, that we didn't bring up yet, and people say, man, offense look this, offense like that. The guy that's the DC for Vegas, if there's anyone that knows Josh and what he's looking to do, it was Patrick Graham. So,
Yep.
Are you confident that they look different going forward? Or like, so are you chalk it up to like, okay, this was someone that they knew. He was on Josh's staff. He was here in New England, as well as an assistant. Like, that's how I see it. But I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think that there's not going to be another person that we're probably going to see this year that will understand Josh's offense better than the DC for Vegas. However, we've thrown a lot of shit Josh's way on this program, and we will continue to. That's one of the things I love the most.
Right.
But he is a phenomenal offensive coordinator. Always has been.
Yeah.
I just think he's cute. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, because if he knew that the DC knew his game, and he's like, well, we're playing in rain, like we have these double-headed monster in the backfield, he's probably just going to utilize this. He just got too cute and said, no, we're going to drop back Drake Maye 46 times with a line that against the line that we're not sure can hold, and we're just going to send Max Crosby.
Yeah.
And they did.
And he did the same move every time. Now he didn't always get there, but even on the interception, because I mean, it's cool for Drake to talk about or take accountability in the presser. Max Crosby was coming down the pipe, and once we can just say, throw it out of bounds or whatever. It's Max Crosby coming at you. Like me coming at him wasn't here. Like it was Max Crosby coming down the barrel, saying you're at the barrel, and yeah, that's gonna make you, people get real anxious. So I don't put that on him because he couldn't step in because they basically it was like an inside stunt move, and it's hard to guard Max Crosby going straight up, let alone him doing an inside stunt move when you don't see, which is crazy because he's too big for you not to see him. But it's just like that's wild to me. But it is what it is. I mean, we had I thought Harold Landry on defense was awesome.
I mean, he was the best player on defense. 2.5 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 4 solo tackles. The guy just looked like he was everywhere. And even Milton Williams. It looks like he's going to be a big contributor. It just felt to me, not to err to the side of negative right off the bat, but they're like, it's evident that you're missing Gonzo because the defensive line is not sure that they're going to that they can get to the quarterback in time, and it looked like they were a little hesitant at some point in time too.
When they chose to bring pressure, they got to Geno. They got to him.
Well, except for the jailhouse where the D-backs didn't drop back.
Right. But so I'm until I see something different, I'm already out on Carlton Davis.
I mean, it's offensive what he did.
Because I was like, how do you get lost on that type of play? I'm already out.
Right.
Like I was just like because I'm trying to think of a recent sign that we had that was like that. Like I don't want to say Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown actually was okay for the year that he was here. I'm trying to think of a big corner they brought here that just wasn't that good after a while. But I'm like that to me is inexcusable. Like to give you $60 million to come here, 7 whatever guaranteed, and you look that lost on the defensive side of the ball. Like
was he the guy that led up the 3rd and 21 too?
Yes, right. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I'm done. I'm already out.
You can't do that.
Right. And he said he's banging on the field. It's just like, dude, like you had it. You had it. And the thing is, you're staring in the backfield as if Geno is going to take off for a run. He didn't even do that at West Virginia.
But also
that's crazy.
Also, he's biting on a move when the guy's 6 yards from the line of scrimmage, when he has to go 16 more yards. Like, what are you doing? Just get back. Keep everything in front of you. Like, again, it sounds like we're talking out of both sides of our mouth here, because if you've been listening to us this entire time, Or if you listen to us back in the day on terrestrial radio, one of the things I used to always bitch about was the fact that Bill's defense was bend don't break. Right? Like he'd let you have 500 yards a game, but you're going to score like 2 touchdowns.
Right.
You don't make mistakes like that, and a veteran should not make a mistake like that. A high-paid veteran needs to keep everyone in front of him.
Now to be fair, I know we just went off on him. Now on the pick that they got, he did play that perfectly. He got the tip, and then obviously Jalen Hawkins got the pick. So that's what we were expecting. Those type of plays we were expecting. So that should have been etched in our mind is how you played on that play, not you letting not you making a flag football type play, and now they're just marching down the field. Like I said, it was a matter of time before Brock Bowers got going. He's awesome, man. He's really good.
He's really good.
He's really good. And then they have a really good secondary tight end and Michael Mayer as well from Notre Dame. Like it's like there's more talent there than we thought, and it showed yesterday. And let's call it for what it is. I won't say we danced around it because we don't tap dance, but Mike Vrabel and the rest of the coaching staff got our coach yesterday. Period. Like I said, we're gonna give credit where it's due when eventually, they'll have a game or games where we give credit where it's due. But for
a game,
a game or games, right? But for yesterday, that coaching staff as a whole, and it's not so Mike Vrabel, got out coached, out game planned, really out toughed.
It's like, dude, you get out coached and out toughed by Pete Carroll.
And 130 years old, Pete Carroll.
74 years old. And I mean, it wasn't Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, and Legion of Boom. It was Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and apparently a high-powered Raiders offense.
Right.
Yeah,
because I'm looking. So let me click on their thing, right? So because I'm like they only 20 is not crazy, but I think about Geno Smith. So he was 24-34 for 362. But didn't this feel like the Seattle game last year?
Yes, of course it did.
It felt just like that, right?
Because Geno had like 400 yards last year against us, and he could do whatever he wanted.
Like, wow. And once again, they only ran for 56 yards, and Geno Smith had 10 of those. So Bowers 5 for 103, Jacoby 8 for 97, which is typical him. Trey Tucker 2 for 54. So I'm just like, so for him to go. Okay, so 24-34. So he completed about 64% of his passes.
Sure did.
Like, and I'm like, wow.
For an average of almost 11 yards per throw.
Right.
And so what does that tell you? Like you just if you just read the stats and just dig a little bit deeper, it was the big plays that got us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The same thing happened last year against Seattle. Like he dink and dunked all over us the entire game, but we kept that game in control. And then like last drive, DK Metcalf has a 48-yard touchdown catch.
Yeah.
Ball game.
Right. Ball game. Right. Exactly. Well, it's weird because, and it goes back to what we've talked about, mainly you and I, when it comes to the Patriots. There's still a lot of guys on this roster, even if they came over from other teams, that have not learned how to win consistently. And when you have that's still in the locker room, it spills over, right? So you think about, obviously, a lot of guys that was there from last year, Stevenson, May, Pop, Booty. Even, Henry's been in other situations, but it's like...
Didn't win.
Didn't win though. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a lot of guys that are fighting to really find their first sense of a winning identity, it's like the growing pains are still there. And once again, we weren't expecting you going 13-4, but if I was on a show with you last week with Karen, I still would have been like 7-10 is a disappointment. Yes, plus 3 wins. Yes, but. You got to.
She picked them to go 9-8.
Yeah, so that to me is where, you know what I'm saying? Like that to me is the sweet spot. Like you got to find a way to get that many games. Like you can't come in here and still lose double-digit games. No way.
No, absolutely not. Double-digit losses needs to be removed from the equation. But you have guys on this team that have won before. I mean, Carlton Davis won a championship with Brady down in Tampa Bay. Milton Williams was on the Eagles roster last year.
Right.
And Mike Vrabel knows what it's like to win. So does Josh McDaniels. So like they should be able to instill I'm not going to echo what you just said. I'm not advocating that they could be a Super Bowl contender this year. Right. But if you get to 9 wins this year, 10 or 11 next year, I think that this team, I think they need to have more depth. And that's something that we talked about last week too, because the second that injuries happen, it's going to be really bad. And as you're already witnessing that with Gonzo out. But if you can escalate this from having 22, really good players in this team to 35, then you could be in that 11-12 win ball game, or a ballpark for the next couple of years.
So let's stick with Gonzo for a second, because I didn't want to go complete shock jock, but it's just something that's in my mind. And I'm thinking, and I'm just like, man, I don't want this to be true. But is there a route that he becomes a big what if here? Because he's already been hampered with so much injury already, and we know what he is when he's talented, but I don't want the figment of the imagination to be there and we hold on to that and it's not actually what it's supposed to be on the field. So am I making sense with that? Like, am I going too far? But just,
Well, yeah, I mean, you're making sense, but you might be going too far. Because when you think about hampered with injuries, aside from this one, he just had one and it was catastrophic. But yeah, it wasn't like this guy was missing games all throughout the season because he had lingering issues of a knee at one and then an ankle in the other and then a wrist. He just had one catastrophic injury in Dallas that took him out for the rest of the year. And I think I would rather them show an abundance of caution with him as opposed to rushing him back. And it appears that Vrabel's not going to bring him back unless he's 100%, which I'm fine with.
Sure. I think I also think two things can be true. I think they are doing that. To be fair, I think they thought they didn't need him against Vegas. I don't.
Well, right.
Yes, because if they thought they needed him against Vegas, he would have been in some type of package. He might not have played the whole game, but he might have been out there for like 20% of the snaps. So I think they thought they could get through Vegas without him, and they couldn't. But like I said, I just don't want him to be. And I say character, that's too harsh of a word, but I want him to be someone that's seen as what we know him to be, which is he's already a top corner in the game.
Right.
And I want him to get paid like one. I want him to have success like one. So like that was one of the last parting gifts that Bill gave us. And I think that, when he's on, he's amazing. So, but yeah, we need it badly. And
because I think Carlton Davis could be a really good number 2, like a really, really good number 2. He's not going to, we didn't bring him there to be number 1.
Yeah.
But now he has to play that and he can't. And we get 2 young safeties. Listen, I think we know what Gonzo is. When he's healthy, he's a lockdown corner. I mean, he's locked down from guys like Tyreek Hill to DK Metcalf to like the list goes on. He can lock him down. And I don't know this, and I have no inside knowledge. I think if he portrayed himself as someone that was not like trying to get ready to play this game, Vrabel would have pushed him or put him in a package. The fact that he was listed as out, I think the kid is doing everything he can to get back, and Vrabel sees that he's like, no, we're just going to hold you out, dude. Like, it's fine. Yeah, you're not going to win the Super Bowl in week 1.
No, I mean that's true. I don't know. Like I said, I just obviously he's severely missed.
Yep.
But listen, Alex Austin is really good.
Yep.
He's really good.
Sure is.
And until Gonzo comes back, I put him at the number 1 spot, not Carlton Davis. And I get money wise why he would have to be. of like Carlton Davis still share the number twos, and I put Alex Austin on whoever the one is until Gonzalez comes back.
With help.
With help. No, sure, with help. But
Yeah.
but Jalen Hawkins was really good yesterday. So yesterday we did see why, some players in that secondary will let go. I still would have kept Peppers personally. But it's just like, because as much as I have been a Duggar supporter, keeping Duggar over Peppers right now is a choice. That's a real choice.
Well, I talked about that last week.
I like Duggar, but that's a choice.
Yeah, so do I. But we talked about that last week, and I mean, I agree. But even in this game, it showed why it happened. Like the game now is about having fast safeties that can cover.
Yeah.
And Peppers can't. He's a thumper, but like he would have got absolutely lost out there with the speed that I can't believe I'm saying this, that Las Vegas has. And think about like what he would be doing next week against, even say what you want about Tua and the Dolphins. That's a formidable wide receiver and skill set to go against. And Peppers can't do that. Like he's not fast enough. And he didn't want to take a backseat role.
Right. Well, no, I understand, especially when he's not. It's not like he's 34, 35. Well, he still could be in the prime of his career. I just hate that once again he was rejuvenated here. He became a player here again. Embraced it. Obviously he had, the off the field, not even blunder, but just something he had to get cleaned up, and so was able to come back. But yeah, it'll be a good addition to wherever he wants to. Ironically, I could see someone like the team we played yesterday picking him up.
I was just going to say that, like,
yeah,
Brady will make the call, and he'll be a Raider.
Yeah, and then put him next to Jamal Adams, like, because he's a dog. He's a dog, and I'm like, I liked what he did while he was here, but we'll miss him. But yeah, but no, if there's nothing else on that, we can get to week 2. So so now that they're going down to South Beach, I mean, listen, it's no like, what happened? What did I miss?
I'm waiting for this transition to you to talk about the Dolphins, because I mean, you've been so low on them all off season, and you were just proven right.
I don't know. I'm like, at some point I was just like, it always happens. Like the history repeats itself. So, from when we were children to now, obviously they had one of the best quarterbacks who ever played in Dan Marino, right? It ended badly. I think they got beat 62-7 from Jacksonville in the playoffs, ended his career. Then you get Jay Fiedler. Is Jay Fiedler? Yeah, Jay Fiedler. And obviously you get the trade for Ricky Williams, and you got Chris Chambers and Ronnie Gaston. Like they had an excellent run again. Then it phased out. Then you get Tony Sperano. They won a division, but
hold on, you're skipping Dante Culpepper and Nick Saban.
Oh right, yeah. So you're really right. But that was short-lived, right? He goes back to college right away. Then Tony Sperano, then that fades out. Like so, it's just like Joe Philbin, like you name it, like the young Dan Campbell coach, right? It just hasn't come together. So I'm just like Dolphin fans that listen to this, and y'all know me because I was out there. Like it wasn't a knock on. It wasn't like, oh, I'm throwing shade. I want you to tell me where I'm wrong, because I've seen it happen in real time. Yeah, you got the Miami Miracle, in 2018, but what happened during that season? It was number 6 being hoisted. Like I don't. Great, I mean, you always have 1972 and you always have 1973. Beautiful. But since then, your history has been be good for a few seasons and then you fade off. There's nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. And literally, there's nothing new under the sun. And doesn't matter if it's called pro player. Doesn't matter if it's at University of Miami at the Orange Bowl Stadium where we used to play. Doesn't matter. They're just not going to be a prominent figure in the NFL for any time for the foreseeable future, and it's no different now. Tua, what 13 or whatever for 113 yards. I try to say it. I feel like I don't like the reason why we propped him up so much. Why? Because he was undefeated against Bill before he left. Okay. And his version of the Bill too, not the Bill that would have put 40 on him and wouldn't have scored 10. Like it's a different time. It's a different time. He's just not that good. Like, he's just like, he's not that good. And, you know, you got a wide receiver who's beating more defenders outside of the stadium than inside, unfortunately. So it's just like you got that. Jaylen Waddle, you know, 1 week he can go 6 for 150. The next week it's 3 for 20. Like it did. There's so many holes there. I don't know. Like I said, you can call it piling on. I call it stating the facts. Like, yeah, because 32 days crazy.
I mean, okay, so a couple things to unpack here. I still think when that offense clicks, it is still tough for anyone to go against. It just feels like there's just so many what ifs in that, right? Like, what if Tua doesn't stay healthy? What if Tyreek decides that he's not invested anymore? I mean, do you know that it's been 1 year, 1 full calendar year, 365 days since Tyreek Hill has caught a pass for longer than 30 yards?
Oh, I mean, that was up a Sunday, though. It happened Sunday. Wake up.
So as down on them as you are, you're still picking them to beat us on Sunday, aren't you?
No, I'm saying I'm picking that to happen. Like, he's going to get that. That's going to happen. No, but they should go down there and get that dub, get that win.
We haven't won down there, since 2019 or 2018?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because, I was there. Because it was the game that Antonio Brown went crazy. And they went 43-0 down there. And I was just like, I don't know how they don't repeat at this moment. Because I was like, how?
I do. He sexually assaults his personal therapist.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, how do you not? But it's just like, you know, then he goes and does something that egregious. So it was just like, you know, it is what it is in that moment. But no, I'm looking at the thing here. So yeah, they just score into the fourth quarter. Talk about Miami, right? And Floyd was 14-23, 114, a pick and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Devin a chain or a chain, whatever word he want to use. I'm like, dude, you ain't good enough to say first to call you a surname. If it's Devin a chain or a chain, whatever, either way, you was without a win. But it's just like
he's pretty good though.
He is. No, I like him at the game. He is, but Zach Wilson was 5 of 8 for 32 yards. So I forgot that he was down there. I forgot that Milf Hunter was down there. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, 4 for 40. Jaylen Waddle, 4 for 30. Like I said, it's either he goes 6 for 150, right? Like he's done against us a couple of times, or is this type of game here? There's no way 2025 Daniel Jones should look that good against you. No way. No way.
I mean, 22 of 29, 272 with a touchdown. And the upsetting part about it is he made Michael Pittman Jr. look like a real number one again. 6 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
I mean, I think people view Pittman as a one, though. I think view him as a one.
He'd be one. He'd be a one here too, but I don't think he's a NFL one.
There's a lot of guys that be a one here, but I'm saying like there's a few teams I feel like he'd be a one at. Like, I mean, even within his division, he'd be.
Well, yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So no, I mean, he's not bad, but I think that Tyler Warren looked really good. I see he had 7 catches for 75 yards or 76 yards. So
he looked really good.
Yeah, I'm like,
and Jonathan Taylor looks like almost back to his form from a couple years ago.
Right. And if that's the case, they may have something. But once again, my laps increased, but every time I did a game update, I was like, okay, I'm like, all right, I'm looking at the score. I'm like, okay, they scored 3-0. Okay. Then I saw at the half, I said 20-0. What? Against the vaunted Miami Dolphins offense? Like, Mike McDaniel, and we wasn't good with. And this, I want those that, because there's a lot of different shows y'all can listen to, a lot of pundits y'all can listen to, a lot of takes y'all can listen to. We came on here, and I say we because it was collective. We came on here and told y'all that Mike McDaniel could be a candidate for getting up out of here. Said this to y'all. And, some of y'all writing in the comments, oh, you're not talking about X, Y, and Z, or how can you say X, Y, and Z? Once again, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Like, I don't know. And we said to see you calmly, We've yelled to y'all about it. We know what we're speaking about. We don't make left field comments. We know
that's not true, but
not fully.
we say
Yeah,
wild shit.
yeah. Well, what I mean by left field, I'm saying, but stuff that I'm like most of the stuff we say is going to land. It may not be a moment when it lands. And it's just like,
I mean, I told you that Detroit was going to be the division winner 4 years before it happened.
Oof. I mean, talk about a turn with them yesterday too, but we'll get into that later on this week with the Power Record show. But but let's go a little further. So yeah, with this here, I mean, listen, I firmly believe that will Miami look better against us? Yes, because that's just how it's been. They're gonna look better against us.
Let me ask you a question before you give your next point. Should they look better against us? Are we not better than that Indy team, or should we not be better than Indy?
So we should be, but I just think that if we have to get a similar running performance that Indy got on Sunday as well, right? Because you can't just expect Daniel Jones to go out there and win you the game, even though he essentially did Sunday. But you also can't expect Drake Maye to throw for almost 50 times and not be a thing. So there has to be balance, and we talk about that all the time,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, in short order, yes, it should be better, and we should look better against them. I always joke about there's a certain bug, that people get when they get to Miami because there's so much to do out there. And I don't care whether you play for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. South Beach always wins. Always.
Why they haven't won a Super Bowl. And
no, right. But that's part of the reason, in my opinion. It's just like South Beach always wins. And it's wild because the Dolphins should absolutely have the best home field advantage in the league. Yeah. Once again,
well,
those that live out there, if I'm lying, I'm telling you, from all the stuff that's around there, they should have the best home field advantage in the league. And I'm talking from experience. I'm telling you, they should have that because you can get whatever you're looking for out there. So you should have a blast. And then, come out there and, they sweat it out in your pores all Sunday, but from Friday to Sunday.
I mean, you make it sound like that they water the field with penicillin because it's that bad down there, dude. I mean, I feel like
no, not with penicillin. Well, I'm talking because of the extracurricular activities, not the penicillin.
So am I.
Yeah.
They're on the same page.
Excuse me, but I mean, no, it is though. It can be, but either way, it hasn't translated for anybody. But yeah, I do.
So let me ask you a question. At what point, how badly does it have to go off the rails for them to fire Mike McDaniels?
I think if we give them a similar performance Sunday, he might be gone by week 3.
You really think that?
I think it's a shot. I don't know how Stephen Ross or whoever is down there would feel. I don't know who the GM is, but once again, they're delusional about the Dolphins down there. So they think they're supposed to compete. They just do. I'm saying, I know from experience, they think they're supposed to compete. It's the University of Miami, then the Dolphins, and everybody's underneath. Like that, they expect them to dominate. They expect them to play well. They do. And now they're gonna come out there to support because that's just the fan base. They're gonna come out and support. But I think that they may cave under public pressure. Like if we come in there and hang 30 on them, and it's 30 to like 10 or 30 to 15, something like that.
Yep.
Like I think they would have to look. They would have to lose like 30 to 27, I think, for something like that to keep him afloat. But if they get blown out again, especially in their home opener, yeah, I can see, because it's about how you look. It's not about how you lose. Like I keep saying that. It's not about it's not about losing. It's how you lose. So
right. I mean, if we do something that we haven't done in 6 years, and we get a win in Miami, number one, but also if we beat the brakes off of them, I just find it really hard to believe that an owner or GM would make a decision to fire a coach before like week 6.
But if the expectations were that high, though, right, and you get blown out back to
were they really that high for Miami?
I'm saying how they feel internally down there. I'm saying I'm not talking about like nationally. I do think that his style has flamed out. It's not sustainable. It's just not. It's not sustainable, and we're seeing that, right? This let's run it
He
down.
reminds me of Pete Carroll here before he went
Right,
back to college and then
right,
figured it all out.
right, 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 right. And once again, will Mike McDaniel get another head coaching job? Absolutely, absolutely. But it's a hard sell when you had Tyreek Hill now for a few years. You had Jaylen Waddle. You had even Jalen Ramsey and some other players down there, and you couldn't. And granted, contact still sometimes when the quarterback obviously wasn't around, but it's just like you have enough time to lose to win a playoff game. Doesn't mean you have to win, 2 or 3 or get to the Super Bowl, but you can win a playoff game. It's real shaky.
Real quick, how bad does it look that Tyreek took the money just to go there? Like he could have won 3 more rings.
It looks real bad, especially what's kind of followed since then. Because I feel like if we're keeping it in a buck, it's clear that a lot of stuff was something in the rug there, a lot, because everything that comes to the surface with him in Miami, everything that he's done off the field come to fruition.
Not a great guy.
No, not at all. Not at all. Really good player, but like I say, yeah, just not a great person. And that goes without being said. But it's just like, yo, like, yeah, to take. I mean, listen, 5 for 150. I would have seriously thought about it too. And once again, I'd rather live in Miami than live in Kansas City, Missouri. So I get it. No knock on that because it's a great town. I'm assuming, but Kansas City ain't Miami. Period. But yeah, if you talk from a legacy standpoint and the way that they were, it was a joke every week. Like he would catch it at the 30 and be like, if you didn't get him on the first 5 or 6 yards, it was like, and once again, they've had that down, from Dante Hall to, like, man, like he was Dante Hall on steroids. Like it was crazy.
What's wild to me though is like, yeah, I understand you want to get the money and you want to be the number 1 guy or whatever it might be. Maybe you just want to move to Miami. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look back at it now, like aside from his first year and a half, like maybe just 2 seasons in Miami, he's putting up numbers that I would argue he would have better numbers right now in Kansas City.
Of course, because Mahomes would get him the ball, right?
Like, what is he? Like, what are you doing? Why would you?
Yeah, I mean, but that's me. But that's where, if you're the agent, we talk about what does the agent do. This is where the agent comes in. Hey, yes, this deal and this market seems appealing, but if the more you win, the more that you're going to get. Now, I don't think Andrew Reid was trying to pay him 150, which is what I think would end up pushing him out of the door. But it's like, dude, like you could have been the next 10. I mean, and I guess, and maybe he felt slighted, right? Maybe he felt slighted because he was like, you know what, Kelsey's the guy that's getting prompted here, which and now we know that is clear that it's him and Kelsey, like kind of like how Brady and Gronk, like Tyreek Hill was kind of like the stepchild. It's just like how when that dude gets on the outside and he runs a 5-yard slant like Michael Thomas and he takes the 80. Like we have never seen that before,
right?
Like it was unreal. Because the signature game I think about with them is the Houston game. I think in 2020. To be down 24-0 and
oh yeah,
just like that. It was they had to leave. And I'm just like it's unreal. So, but
he'll wind up in Baltimore next year or something like that, or LA.
Philly, LA would be more feasible because I'm just like I don't see him as a Baltimore guy. Like they have certain things out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't see on offense anyways. Like I said, they just got Hopkins who made a phenomenal catch last night.
Off the field, he fits what they used to go after for defense. So, I mean, listen, I said that as a Patriot fan. So
no, I that. As much as I love Ray Lewis, you was out of line for getting on Shannon Sharp, bro. quick aside on that. I know this is a Patriots thing, but Ray Lewis, he was once again. I rock with you, Ray. I think the shit messages are super positive now, but we all know your past. So for you to get on Shannon Sharp to say that he's
allegedly,
okay, allegedly all laugh. We all know the past, and once again, he not Ray Caruso level, but it's something happened. We know something happened. So it's like for that to be a thing, and we know what's out there. Like those are old enough to know, like it's out there. Like you can't just hide from that. Shannon got freaky. Okay, that's what a lot of people do. Not even just men, people do. You could have had a conversation with him to the side. That's just my take on it. But it is what it is. But needless to say, yeah, I think we're going there. We didn't get a prediction, but I think we're going there. I'm gonna say we win 27-20 on Sunday.
I'm gonna say we win 31-17.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even better. But I'm telling you, don't let it be a 31-10 or 31-7. I'm telling you, like just how it was this week. I'm telling you, yeah, dun. Like,
listen, the only thing that concerns me though is Josh going to get too cute again? Meaning, if it's going to be 95 degrees and sunny, is he going to say, "Well, everyone's expecting us to air it out. Let's just run the ball 5 fucking times"? Because then I'm going to get pissed.
Yeah, but if it gets us 150 to 200 yards, cool.
Sure.
Yeah, that's different. But it's just like, to me, there's a game plan and there's a game plan within the game plan, right? Like,
right.
You can have your first 15 to 20 scripted. That's fine. Like, because you work on it throughout the week. But once you notice, like, A, they can't stop the run, or A, they can't stop us from throwing the ball, like they just have no answer, you keep going with that. And if it, that's how you make adjustments. And so people for the crowd that was like, oh, well, because I was talking about this with my homeboys yesterday because we was watching the game together. I said, we can't talk about Josh being old, where Chip Kelly is out here. He's carving people up, and Chip Kelly's in the 60s. That means nothing. If you have it, you have it. And
right,
Chip Kelly was out there. There was a play they ran to Brock Bowers where I think Trey Turner, for those that's on YouTube, I mean that's on the listening on the audio. Trey Turner did like a post corner. I think another receiver did like a hitch, and then Brock Bowers did what I think they call like an angle route, and they all ran it in the trips formation. They run it perfectly. Brock Bowers runs to I think one of our corners, sees that he passes off, meaning that that the corner is not on him, cuts in wide open, runs for about 35, 40 yards. And I was just like, that is an amazing play. Amazing. Like, ran to perfection, crisp route running, and it was a great throw. Like, it was just, I was like, wow. I'm like, that to me is incredible. So it has nothing to do with age. It's about your mind.
No.
And we've seen Josh make some great put some great plays together. So that's not without reach. But like you said, just don't get too cute. Don't do
right. I mean, for all those that say, for all those out there that say, Josh McDaniels is just like the type Brady is his quarterback, I'm with you. But Josh McDaniels made Mac Jones a Pro Bowler.
Right.
Like,
yeah. So
let that sink in.
Right. And it's like you did that with Mac Jones. We were like, well, what can you do with Drake Maye?
Right.
And once again, you got to keep Josh because this will be his third. Or no, would it be his third? Yeah, it would be the third if you let him go. So you need to keep some type of camaraderie, some type of continuity. You do not need to do with him like you do with Mac Jones in that regard.
No, I don't think Josh. I don't think Josh is ever leaving. No NFL team's going to pay him to be a head coach again, as they should.
Correct. Right. Correct.
It does feel like there might be some friction between Josh and Vrabel, which I kind of like. Mm-hmm. It's playing itself out in the media where you never heard Bill talk about play callers being one of the reasons why you have to lose, like you lost the game. Vrabel went out of his way to mention that today, which I thought was funny because if Vrabel didn't pick him, Kraft picked Josh.
So it's fun for us, right? As people are doing the show, but in the words of Steve Spurrier, you the head football coach. So regardless of what play call you think is going on, you could go for it on the fourth down. You can say, let's do let's run it more. You can say all that. Now I know
Yep.
when you don't have 22 behind you, it's a bad man. Well, like I said, it sucks. It sucks that he may not see the promised land for the championship because it's undeniable. I know we joke about the running back thing, but that dude is special. That dude is special, man. And it sucks. It sucks that he's there. He's probably not going to get there. But yeah, man.
Why won't he get there?
Because the team he's been on, and once again, the quarterback is, and we're talking about this on Wednesday too. But the quarterback, well, I mean, I thought he played well enough, but obviously they should have went for it too. Not that they should have went for it on 4th down.
Why don't you just tell me why 22 from the Baltimore Ravens will not win a championship? Tell me. Say it.
Namely because Patrick Mahomes. But his own team. But his team, you can say, I mean, we could put it on
I say it all the time. You don't.
Because once again, well, I mean, like, so we get to it more on Wednesday, but I don't think, just like you didn't think that Drake Maye lost it, I didn't think that Lamar lost it yesterday. And truth be told, if we're being honest, Derrick Henry actually lost it because he fumbled.
He fumbled, right?
Wouldn't matter. So it really was on him. But it's you can't be up 15 and lose that game. Like, that's wild. Like, that's just crazy to me. So that's on Harbaugh as much as anybody else. But they said we'll get into it. But
it's just not on Lamar Jackson as usual. Before
now, last night when you put up 40, no, that's once again. If they had lost 41-17, absolutely
sure, yeah.
You can't say this on a quarterback. You got to score.
No, Lamar won't let that happen in the regular season.
What, to score 40? You mean?
No, he'll make the most amazing performance in the regular season always. That's
fair. So actually, I'll ask you this, right? I'll say this because I think you'll appreciate this because I think we talked about this before. But I want to say it might have been you that even brought it up. But has he become 2018 James Harden, where it's just like the numbers is just out of this world, but you just know that when it matters most, it's going to flame out. Was that because I'm gonna say because Harden won a couple MVP, was a guy that you looked at was like, man, this dude is incredible.
Yeah, that's such a good comp. But I think the difference between the two is I think Lamar works harder. I think he wants it more.
Yeah.
I don't think he sabotages teams. I just think when the windows get tighter and when the game gets, down to nut cutting time, something happens with him. And but by the way, Josh Allen is no better. He's no better. Until it's proven otherwise, it's Mahomes and then Burrow and then everybody else.
Sure. And that's because we've seen Burrow go in to Arrowhead. Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Go in there and win. You know what I'm saying? Josh is very much to me like Dan Marino. Very much like someone that's going to put up crazy, crazy numbers, can sling it all over the field, and just make it.
But when the windows get tighter and the game gets more important, he does the same thing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, Josh Allen was in my favorite playoff game of the last 5 years. He lost in it, but that was the best.
It's the Mahomes game.
Right, the Mahomes, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, that was a crazy game. But, yeah, I remember, that was one of my favorite shows. I think you and I got on right after. We talked about that game.
We did.
It was awesome. So, it was awesome to watch. But, like I said, I can only imagine how sick Buffalo fans felt. And I think for them, they was just happy, right? I think they was happy to see, because they're always on the short end of stuff like that. So, for them to be like, well, we came back and down 16. So, so we'll see what happens, for them. But, it is what it is. But
real quick,
we gave you a little bit of everything.
Real quick before we get out of here, what do you think about Bill not letting Patriots scouts on premise at UNC?
So petty me loves it. I think it's great. I think it's hilarious. But the fan in me is like, great. You just, I know they won the other night, but I'm like, I got smacked in week 1, which is probably going to happen more likely than not this year, right? You see what I did there, right? He's no longer a good coach. He's not.
No, he's lost his fucking fastball, and he's just an old, bitter little bitch who's upset that he got fired. And he said, and his words were, well, they've made it pretty clear that I'm not welcome in their facility, so they're not welcome in ours. Okay, Couple things. Didn't the Patriots keep his kid employed with Maye last season? Wasn't he the defensive coordinator? Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, dude, you're the head football coach of a college program. It's not about you, asshole. It's about the kids.
Yeah, right.
So you're that petty that you're not going to write any names under the position charts or the depth charts for any scouts that come into the game, or you're not going to let your former team that let you do whatever the hell you wanted to and anointed you the greatest coach of all time because you're the greatest quarterback of all time, scout any of your players. You're a fucking moron. And you know what? I hope that 25-year-old takes you for everything you're worth.
I mean, listen, her plans are already in full force. It's working. Whatever she's looking to do is working.
That's so stupid.
Very, right?
I do admire the pettiness, though. I do.
Oh no, I know, no, sure, and that's what's funny to me. I mean, the only part I'm enjoying is that he's a lot more candid about what he thinks now. So that part I love because we've been waiting on that. Like, he was the Undertaker of the NFL. He kept kayfabe, he kept kayfabe alive. So the fact that he's now going on this world tour essentially and just saying whatever he thinks and feels. And I also think he's at that age too, right? When you're in his 70s, it's just like, yo, like I don't care anymore. Like that, we see it with Denzel Washington. He's going off on everybody. Everybody's trash now. Like he's going off. I just think they need to get to a certain age where it's like, all right, I'm going to say what.
Yeah, but it's just it's. Listen, there's a big part of me, believe it or not, that does not want to see this man be embarrassed. Like I don't want that because I do. Despite my rant, I do think he's the greatest head coach of all time. Yeah, I do, and I do think that yes, it's because of who he had as a quarterback. But like to see what's happening to his legacy, like again, maybe you should worry less about allowing Patriots employees into your onto your campus to scout your football team, and worry more about looking like an absolute effing moron who only practiced 8 scripted plays in his opening game at UNC and then gets absolutely fucking trounced by TCU. Again, you look like you were a competent coach for 8 plays. That's it. And yeah, you're gonna beat up on some small little high school team that comes in and plays you. Great. And you get to the press conference and you snort all that. Dude, it's passed you by. And I'm talking to you, Bill, because I don't think we're ever going to get you on the show, but if we did, none of this ever happened. You are the reason why you're not in the NFL anymore. You are.
Mm-hmm. Right. Listen, to me, it is a shame. You're right. It's a shame. But like I say, the reason why I don't care as much, I want him gone in 2020. Because I viewed him as like the reason, like, you're the reason that Brady's gone. So now I'm pissed. And I'm like, I've always felt that way. I don't care what comes out. I don't care if they talk about a book 30 years later. You drove Brady out the building, and you didn't.
The art of winning. Fucking moron.
Yeah, it's the art.
Like,
no,
here's what you should do.
The art of winning is that you had the best quarterback of all time, and which leads me to AKA Mr. Apology, because he apologized for something every week. I love the pivot because the pivot is a really great.
But you have to apologize now in today's climate, or else you're gonna get canceled.
That's not my angle with that. I think it's stupid. It's the fact that he keeps putting himself in position to do it. It's ridiculous. It ain't about not getting canceled or whatever. The pivot has a big fan base, so Fred Taylor, Channing Crowd, like that's a great show. They'll be okay. To me, to say that Brady or Peyton Manning or whatever, or just wasn't a generational talent because they wasn't as athletic, is wild. Because the conversation sparked up about it was Arch Manning. It was it's a generational talent. I'm just like, dude, like, how do you say that? I said Brady got drafted in 2 sports.
Okay, sure, but if you put Michael Vick next to Tom Brady, I would say Michael Vick is a generational talent. Tom Brady is not. Tom Brady is a generational winner. He beat you with his head. And yes, he had arm skill for sure. It's not diminishing it, but I would say, like, just athleticism wise, he's not generational. That's fair to say.
I'm like, but that's not how he didn't put it to the athleticism. It was just, I forget how he worded it, but it was just like, yeah, duh. He wasn't, you're not accusing Brady of being, Vic or no guys like, people thought Jamarcus Russell was generational. And look what happened when he got, you know what I'm saying? Because you can sit on one knee and flick it 80 yards. Come on. I just, to me, it's negligent if you to be on that level and that platform and to say that a guy like Brady or Manning, whoever, is not generational.
Well, I think
that's wild.
The Manning thing's wild to me because, I mean, arm talent wise, yeah, I think he's more about, listen, it's so stupid that these debates are forced to happen on daily talk shows. It's like, it's very simple. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. And that's what Tom Brady was. And in Michael Vick's case, hard work also beats talent when talent decides to run a dogfighting ring. Like, that's just what happens.
But Ryan had the best run in his career. Because when he was at Philly, and if he was that guy his whole career, we're looking at him differently. Period.
Yeah.
Like, he figured it out when he got to Philly, and it was just like, oh, like, he became a quarterback. He was just a player when he got to Atlanta. He became a quarterback in Philadelphia, and
he was an athlete when he got to Atlanta, and he was quarterback when he was in Philly.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to say it. So, but listen, we continue to be generational here. So, continue to listen to us. So, for Money Mike Marcangelo, I'm Hollywood Rayshawn Buchanan. Until next time, we'll see you. Peace.